But while whole industries died, there was still life in the cities. Take Wigan. The textile factories were closing, but after 1973 it had other business to attend to. It was famous for its dancing. World famous. This was the home of Northern Soul.
So basically, if you were interested in, sort of underground soul music, you'd have to organise yourselves and get on a bus and get to the only place that played it. Otherwise, it was you were going to sit in a club listening to Donny Osmond.
There's a group of us of about 20 of us. We'd meet at the West End in Edinburgh. One of the guys had an old Ford Transit van, so we'd all jump in the back of that and travel all the way down to Wigan. Took about 5 hours to get there.
It was a tough old crowd. It was very hard working class. A lot of kind of people who would have been football hooligans if they hadn't have found this kind of diversion.
Fittingly for a scene that attracted so many labourers and miners, Northern Soul was all about digging. Digging for the treasure of rare American soul records. From the late 60s, northern underground clubs such as Manchester's Twisted Wheel and the Wigan Casino became the sole keepers of the soul flame.
We'd all queue outside the main entrance, just desperate to get in, and as soon as they opened the doors, it'd be this big rush where people were getting crushed. People would stand on your head to get in because they knew that they would only let so many in at a time.
Take it easy, please! Stop pushing out the back!
And we were off, dancing all night long, from midnight till 8.
Misery is rushing down on me like a landslide.
I've been coming about 6 years now.
And do you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Well, there's no other place like Casino at Wigan. It's just something different about it. The atmosphere's different altogether, 100% different from anywhere else.
We didn't travel for 8 hours on the back of a bus to go and meet a girl. We could do that in our hometown. We went there to dance.
The form of dance that they have felt, which is from their soul, from their heart, of something they could do. And they didn't want to communicate to a girl because it was their own, it was something they wanted. I can understand that, but I think that they will grow out of that.
Just to watch within 30 minutes of it going from no people to 2,000 was just wonderful. And then you could see them trying out the new steps that they've been done. They've been practicing all week. I was at the front and I thought everybody was just the best dancers you could ever see. And I only learned from one of the dancers that, in fact, you started at the back and you had pecking orders so that you got to the front.
You can't even describe the feeling waiting for the weekend. You'd just be desperate. Time couldn't go fast enough. In the environment I'm from, working class environment, getting an apprenticeship, your life's laid out for you. You're not told that you can excel. Because when I was at school, A-levels weren't even mentioned, or university. I excelled at dancing, and that was something that gave you confidence.
I think it appealed to men because they were able to take all their taekwondo, karate, kickboxing, sports skills onto the dance floor. It was a macho thing. It wasn't about flouncing around and looking girly. They could still be big butch men, because remember, this is in the north. Most of the men up there were miners, builders. So it was a way for them to express themselves and still be men.
Obviously the women used to dance differently to the men, but they used to wear these long pleated skirts, and some of them used to put weights, little lead weights at the bottom. So when they hit the break, the women used to spin differently to the men. So they used to spin to raise the skirt up like this and keep it going round. And then when they stopped, the skirt would whip round, but they try and do that on the break. It's very impressive.
As the speed built up and the whole thing just got faster and faster, then people were spinning and doing their own thing to that. It was just absolutely amazing. And the heat that was generated by these people was absolutely tremendous.
There was no late-night bar, There was no bar at all. With a sprung floor to encourage pneumatic all-night workouts, many punters needed a medicinal supplement to aid their bounce.
When you go to a Northern Soul do, we don't drink alcohol because you can't be drunk and be spinning and dancing and using all those kickboxing skills or whatever. You just couldn't get drunk and do that. You would end up injuring yourself.
My father was disgusted. My oldest brother got busted.
Not everyone took drugs, but the majority did.
You couldn't sort of dance from 2 a.m. till 10 a.m. throughout the night without, liberal application of amphetamine sulfate. There were friends of mine that used to walk around with a mitre football holdall full of speed.
Chewing gum, Polar mints, anything to keep your sugar levels up.
It was Lucasade that kept the majority of people going.
In 1978, Wigan Casino was named Best Disco in the World by US Billboard magazine, topping even New York's renowned Studio 54.
Wigan shut down. If I just heard during the week that was it, that was the last night at Wigan you've just had last week, and there was no next week, well, I wouldn't know what to do. It'd be like instant nostalgia. That would be it. You'd think, God, I'm going to be looking back for the rest of my life.
On December 6, 1981, town council leaders closed Wigan Casino to build a civic centre. Derelict, the casino burned down a year after it was closed. The civic centre remains unbuilt.